What's up, folks? Here we go with another video. This one here is a little different from what I normally do, okay? I've been making all these music videos. People always ask me, like this video here that I have here. Okay. It's all AI generated, of course. I've been making all these videos, these music videos, remixes actually. So I get questions like, how do you do this? How do you do that? I don't mind sharing. But one thing I got to tell you is some of these videos, it's very time consuming. It takes a little bit of time to do it, especially my first few ones that I've done. It took me a long time to actually get them done because the video generators like the AI website I've used, it could get a little bit complicated for some people, including me. Sometimes they were a bit challenging. But anyhow, what you're looking at right now is one of my last video. Okay, we're gonna skim through it, and featuring rapper DZine. This is a remix for him. Okay, if you look at this photo here, let me see if I can bring it up a little closer so you can see. If you can see here, he's wearing two goggles, which is crazy because nobody wears two goggles up in the sky and stuff like that. Nobody wears two goggles. Anyway, let's go see how this was done. Okay, normally what I normally start with an image, of course. It could be an image I got off the internet because I'm trying to keep my characters consistent. One of the key things to keep your characters consistent, you got to use some kind of image, and you go back to that image every time you need to create a new scene. Okay, so let's say, okay, I use 3 different programs here, or softwares, or even different websites. If you can see, I got ChatGPT up here. That is, people always say, "Oh, don't use that because it's old school, whatever." That's not true for me because I'm looking at it. It's pretty useful. And I use openart, openart AI, and I also use this program here. I'm gonna explain to you why I use this different. There's another program I also use, but I'm not gonna go into that as of right now because there's a lot to cover in this, in this thing here. All right, so let's say. Before you start, right, the way I normally do, before I start an image, I'll create an actual character. The way I create the character is, I would just come here to ChatGPT, or you could use Gemini to create a prompt for it. Like in this case here, I create a prompt for a realistic African American in her 30s, brown skin, wearing a very flowery yellow dress. I missed the dress part, but it still got the idea. Wearing a yellow flowery dress in the middle of summer in Florida, South Florida, during the middle of the year, near the beach. She's jumping around happily. Okay, now if you do that, if you just take this right here, you copy this into your image generator, it might give you some crazy stuff. It just might give you some wild. African. One thing it's gonna give you for sure is gonna be an African American in her 30s, brown skin, wearing a what? It could be wearing a box, could be anything, because you didn't give it a direct instruction. So what I do is I put that in here in ChatGPT, okay, and it give me this very highly realistic scene of an African woman capturing a pig or something near the beach. She's jumping around joyfully. Full energy, blah, blah, blah. She's wearing a yellow floral dress. You see that? It add the dress, so all I had to do is just copy that. Okay, I just copy that, which I still copied on my memory because this is the second time doing this video. I'll copy it, and I'll go here. I'm not going to do these things because I've already done them. And I just screw up my audio, so I'm doing this shit again. So what I did, I used those same prompts, and with the same prompts, I went here, and let's see, let's go home. I would go to create character, right? I go to create character, but I already got the characters already there. Sometimes to create a character, you could start with one image, or you could start with a description of the image. For my part, I had to start with the description of the image, and the description I got, the image I got was this female character here. Let me see. I got this female character here. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Okay, we're going to go back out. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Let's go back out, my friend. Let's go back out. Okay, let's go here. Okay, now I got, this is the image I got from earlier. You know, I had to do it twice because if you look here, I had it at 4:3 and I got it 4:3 and I got it 16:9. Most of my videos, I like to work on 16:9 4K timeline. So I did it again just so I could have a, you know, just how to have it. But this is what the image look like. Okay, this is what the image look like. This is just to create the image. Like I created a character. From the character, you create the scene. I should call that a scene. You create the scene from where you want the character to be. It's like you're holding the camera, but you gotta hold it at something. You're holding it at the scene that you want to record. This is the scene I want to start with. Okay, boom. So we see the female, but you know she's not doing anything right now. And this is the prompt. The prompts are show up right here. Like female, very realistic portrait, a scene of an African American female. She's on the beach. We know she's wearing a yellow dress. Now you want to animate that. Okay, now you want to animate. You may already create the scene, right? I got the scene. I want to animate that. So if I want to animate that, I don't have to go back out a little bit. You know, I'm just show you again. You can create image to video, text to video, where you could just type a prompt directly into your to the program here. Let me see. You could type a prompt right here. It'll just give you an image. Okay, but in this case, I'm not doing that because what happened is when you do that, this is what I suspect. That's not what I know for a fact, but what I suspect is when you do that, if you want to use that same character again, it's not gonna be consistent. It might give you something like it, or something like a variation of it. It's not gonna be consistent. So what I'll do is, for me to use the same image again, let's go back out. Okay. I'll go, where is it? Video. Go to video. Image to video. Which, this is an image I already have. So every time I go back to the image would at least be the same, at least be consistent. 95% of the time. So you go here. Okay. I'm not going to create a video based on this character. Not based on what the computer tell me my description should be. My description was, but I already, you know, so I already did that. I went in and did that already, and this is what the video looks like. This is what the video looks like. Let's look at it. Okay, she's happily jumping on the beach, blah, blah, blah. She's in Florida. I miss Florida. She's fine. Yeah, this is Florida. So she's down here on the beach, chilling. You know, jumping on the beach, having fun. So in other words, now let's say I want to make her do something else. Let's say I want to use the same female. Okay, let's say I want to use the same female again, not necessarily with the same dress, but with something else on. Okay, I'll have to create a prompt for that. I'm going to show you exactly how I would do that. Okay, we already know. Okay, if you look here, right? She has a character name. Okay, let's see. She has I'll show you. I'm going to say, let's create a new prompt. I'm going to create a prompt. Watch what I'm doing. Create a prompt. I'm going to create the prompt, but I'm not going to necessarily use my prompt. I'm going to feed it into this software here. Create a prompt for a well-dressed female, no, let's go back. Prompt for a realistic African American female. I don't have to give complete description this time because I already have the female. I already have the actual person, African female. wearing very fancy business attire. On her way to work on Wall Street, New York. Okay. Carrying a tote bag. Let's say a fancy tote bag. Very fancy tote bag. Fancy, let's say a Hermes tote bag. Okay? In the early morning. All right. So now, before I even hit enter, I give this a general idea what I want the prompt to be like, but it's gonna give me a better idea, better prompt for the image generator. Watch. Takes a few seconds. Boom, 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 boom. You see, a highly realistic early morning scene of an African American woman walking confidently on her way to work in Wall Street, New York. She was a very fancy tailored business attire, structured blazer. You see all of that. So what this does, it helps you. So you don't have to sit there and type all that crazy stuff. This is one of the main reasons I use this. So now we're gonna take this. We're gonna create the scene. Okay, we're not creating a video yet. We're gonna create the scene. You're gonna set the scene. It's like you have your camera. You're gonna aim the camera at something. So what I'll do is, I'm gonna create the scene. We're gonna go create character. I already created a character. This is the character I'm gonna be using. Okay, this is the character, and this is from previous time. So we're gonna erase all of that. Remember, I went back here. I copied this. Okay, I did copy that. So we're gonna go back here. We're gonna paste that. This is the female name right here that I created from before. This is a character name, which is very important. So the character can stay consistent. Okay. So now I don't want to make that mistake again. I'm gonna have her on 16:9 4K. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna generate an image. We're gonna generate a scene. The difference is you gotta have your character, and with your character you gotta have a scene. With the scene, then you can create your videos. I just want to make sure people get that. You gotta have your picture. You gotta have a picture, or unless you start with a description. But you gotta have a picture. From the picture, you create a character. From the character, you create a scene. So right now, I have the character. I'm gonna create a scene. Let's create the scene that I described on my prompts. Okay, we're gonna wait for a few seconds, and let's see what happens. That does take a few seconds, yeah. Okay, these are the other images for this young lady here. Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, this is from the video I did recently. Again, like I'm saying, like even sometimes you give a perfect description, it don't come out right. Like he's outside a car. Why is he outside a car? Like he inside a car, but he's driving through the windshield, bro. That's dangerous. Don't do that. Okay. Now he's driving. Let's go back. I'm showing the mistake this thing made. Now he's driving, but the car ain't got no wheels, and the controller from the dashboard is on the side of the mirror, and his hands is outside the car, which make no sense. Now again, it's another issues. Okay. Now this is a perfect one. This one I use, but it took me a few tries to get it right. Okay, now let's look at the image we was working for. Was looking at. Okay, let's see. This is her on Wall Street. Okay. It kind of fixed her hair because I guess she's going to work. It changed her hair and everything. That's funny. I used to work right there. I used to go to work, photograph people in this building, and that's a nice building. NYSC building, they call it. All right, so now we have a scene where she's, you know, we could have finessed the scene a little bit, like as far as the camera movement, you know, wide shot, whatever. We could have done that. Now we're gonna create a video. Okay, now we're gonna create a video. We're gonna get out of this. You go to video, image to video. In our case, okay, in our case, we're gonna go back. We're gonna go to, in our case right now, let me make sure this is showing you the completely proper way. Image, let's go video, right? Let's go back out again, because sometimes these things get a little glitchy. Let's go back out. Okay. Image to video. Remember, you have the option to do text to video, image to video, da. But we're doing image to video. Okay. Now, I picked the wrong model. I'm not using this model. I'm sticking to what I know. All right. I'm using Cling because it doesn't take as much credit from you. Okay, now you're gonna look for your image that you created. Now remember, the image now become the scene. So there's a scene. Let's go to our history. This is one of the images I created. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. They both look the same somewhat. I'm gonna go with this one. Oh, maybe that one. Yeah, let's select that. Go with this one. Okay, so now we're gonna paste the same prompt again, unless you want to change the prompt, make it do something else. But she's on her way to work. Let's say, you know what? Let's go back. Let's see. A female American red business desire on her way to work. She's. Let's not say she's on her way to work. She's walking to work. On her way to work. On her way to work. Let's say she's walking and carrying, because I want her to do something in the video. And she's on her way to work on Wall Street. Let's fix that. On her way to work on Wall Street. Walking. That's going to be important. And carrying. I don't even have to fix that because it's going to fix it. Carrying it back. And let's make sure this is coming back at 24 FPS. That's how fast, how fluid you want the video to be. And let's put down 4K, 8K. Okay. Let's separate them a little bit so it doesn't get confused. Thinking she's asking for 48K or something. All right. So now we're gonna hit send. We're gonna get a better prompt. And the truth is, I've been using this thing for free. Let me try to get me to sign up. I don't know about that. I'll probably do it eventually, but not right now. Okay, a highly realistic cinematic scene of an African American woman wearing very elegant, high-end business attire, tailored blazer, fitting trouser, and pencil skirt, or pencil skirt. I don't know what that means by or. I want her to keep as the images appear to be. All right, so I want her to keep the pants, the trousers that she's wearing. She carries her arm stuck back, naturally at her side, the leather. Okay, all that, you know, extra explanation here. All right, let's boom go. So we got our prompt now to make the video. Let's go back. Okay, we're gonna copy the prompt here. Okay, we're gonna make it 5 seconds because I don't need it to be long. Okay. Well, let's see. Okay. I'm gonna make sure it keep the same outfit, the same clothes. Okay, same facial. Same hair. Okay. I'm gonna remove that all skirt part. Wearing tailored, no pencil skirt. I'm gonna remove that. Oh yeah, so the shit don't get confused. Let's push this down a little bit. I'm trying to take out that right there. Okay, we're gonna take that out because you don't want it to get confusing. Add skirt and pants on her. This is the thing, you gotta be real careful with this stuff, unless you're gonna keep doing it over and over. All right, so let's go to our negative prompt. So I added same clothes, same facial, same hair. So I'm making sure that I get the same thing in the image in the scene that I created. Same thing. Now I'm gonna go down to negative prompts. Make sure it's this negative prompts mean what you don't want in there. Okay. Let's say you don't want nothing blurry. It's like a little dark in there. I can't see. You don't want nothing blurry. You don't want no extra limbs. Okay. Blurry limbs. You don't want no extra. Yeah. Okay. Now that's fine. We can just go with that for now. I'm making it 5 seconds. But I don't need, for this example, I don't need it to be any longer than that. We're gonna go back to this image here. See, she's doing her thing, you know. Again, the most important things you need to know is your prompts. The prompts gotta be this. That will separate you from the people who just take a picture and just type, make this image move, and the image come out. You know, it's like playing dice. Like you throw an image out there, make this picture move, and they do it. You know, it come out something good. Then they said, make the same image move again or do something else. And when it comes back, it's a different image. This is why you got to create your character so your character can stay consistent. At least 95% of the time, they come out okay. Okay? So now the video is being generated. So it takes a few seconds. We got to wait. It's only 5-second video. So we're going to wait for it. Anyhow, I want you guys to subscribe to my channel, you know. Leave a comment on this video. I have a lot of music videos that I've been doing using AI, like a lot of remixes. I'm going to show you exactly how I do my remix. So I do need you guys to leave a comment, because YouTube algorithm, the way it works is they want you to leave a comment, leave a like, all this stuff. So help me out, and I'm going to help you out. So I know a lot of people seen the videos like, yo, I wouldn't mind doing a video like that for my channel or for my music. You know, you can either hit me up and I'll show you how it's done, or I'll do it for you for a small fee. Okay? So let's look at our image here. Take a few seconds, only 5-second video. So this is her walking. Okay? She got the, you see what I was afraid of, right? She actually has a skirt and the pants on. We could have fixed that. That's not a big deal. I could always go back and regenerate the video and remove the pause. Not remove a skirt, but like, you know, we animate the video. But this looks good. If you look at the movement, is natural, it's normal. She's walking at a normal pace on her way to work. Pretty young lady on her way to work. Okay? And that's one way to create your image and your characters to be being consistent. Now, let's say if I go back and say, well, I want her to do something else, it's gonna stay pretty close to the same face, the same thing that I created. That's the difference. Now I'm gonna move on to something else. Now let's say lip syncing. Okay, for lip sync here, I don't really quite use it here, but the way it works is you just go. You could either do a video, you could do an image, or you could just pull out a character. But for this case, I mean, for me personally, when I'm doing that, I'll just do from one of my videos, go for my history, because I'll already have the video done already. I'll create, I'll bring a video, and what is this? Duration 1 to 60 seconds. Yeah. Okay, so you bring your audio to here, then you put your video for your audio. Here's a catch with the audio. You have to be very careful with audio on this, especially with this OpenAI. I don't use it. Only time to use it, like for a video like this, it's not gonna work. I'm gonna tell you right now, it ain't gonna work, because you need to see the face plain and like real clear up close. You need to see it. You need to have like a medium to a close shot, like a very close shot, so you can see the face. Then it can animate the movement. I don't use that. So that is one thing you must know about when you're doing audio, lip syncing audio on this, especially this one. It only does one person at a time. I don't know if they update that. I haven't used it because it never worked out for me. Even when I actually do it with the close-up side of one person, it's 75% of the time it works, and when it does within that 75%, 30% of the video don't look right. So I don't use this. But again, make sure when you're doing audio, it's like the camera have to see the person's mouth, facial expression, so they'll know how to animate it properly. Don't just animate it thinking it's gonna, like an image like this, I could tell you right now it's not gonna work. Not gonna bother, it's not gonna work. Okay, but I don't use the lip sync thing here. Okay, another second thing another great feature on this thing here is the motion picture, the motion sync feature. Let's see, let me see this. Let's look at this video here. Okay, this was a text to video, so it's random. But let me show you something I actually was able to control. Okay, let's go. Where is it? Okay, like this video. Ooh. Like this video here, I was able to control it because this is an actual. I created this picture. Okay, I created this picture. Let's see. Let me see the picture here. I actually did a text to video for this character. This is the character I created. I can always use them again to do something else. But I have the character here. And to animate that, to make it dance, you could either like record yourself. You saw this lady talking. You could either record yourself dancing, or you can just go on YouTube, wherever you get your videos from. You could get a video, let's say I bring the image here. Let's go back to my history. Even her, I could animate her to dance, but that's not necessary right now. Let's go. I mean, I'm not gonna do any actual animation, so it doesn't matter which image you bring. You bring an image here, and then you bring a video here. You just hit select a video, either from your history, which your history is what's in on the site here. Your upload is what it's whatever you're bringing in from outside. And let's see the result of this is this picture here. Let's see the result of it here, because I have it on in the music video here. Let's see. It's somewhere back here. Actually, somewhere back here. If you look, yeah, right. That's the image I use to animate this picture here. And this is the source video that I used to get him to dance. Let me see if I can find it for you. It's somewhere here. Yeah. This is a video I use. Yeah. Okay. I didn't use the whole video. I used a little segment of it, but that's the video that I used to actually make him dance on this side here. See? Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? I did like some edits here and there to make it look slightly different, but you get the message. All right. Okay. One thing I need to point out, right? When you syncing your video, your audio. When you syncing your audio, let's just like making a music video, you want to sync your audio to your videos or to your picture. You want to make it talk. You want to make sure that your audio is clean, meaning like the audio cannot have a bunch of music on it. So he's gonna try to the lip gonna be imitating the music. So you don't want that. So when for my case, or my purpose, I normally have or trying to find a way to get the acapella for the song. Like my music, you know, the way I do my thing is I create a whole remix behind a song and just take the vocals from that original song and put it on my song, which would become a clean, like use stems, whatever you use. I use an MPC X that have a stem thing on it where you could remove songs, you could remove kicks, snares, drum, bass, whatever. I remove the vocals, then I remix from there. So I will take pieces of the vocals and then play from there. Okay, and the way I do that part is I use a completely separate program for that. Not a program, but different website. I use this program called DZine. If you look here, this guy is, you know, I got him talking with the vocals directly, no music in the vocals, nothing, it's just pure acapella. Just how I pull out a complete acapella from there, and I got him to talk. And the beauty of this program is you can have like a group of people. I think I've done that already too. Let's see. I think I did a chorus, like something like this, you know. For this, it would be tough. Like for this lip sync here, it'll be tough to do that here because this only does one character or one person at a time. So it'll be hard. You could do it, but you'd be doing a lot of editing. So, but this one here, it allows you to do more than one. You can put a vocal on this guy separate. You can put a vocal on each one of them. You go back and remix them however you did it. You can do that. That's the reason I use this. The only reason I use this program here, just for that. It's called DZine. It's the only reason I use that, just for that. I don't use nothing else because I find that very reliable. Let's see what I got here. See? Okay. Okay, there's a few of them here. Let's see. Yeah, this is the only reason I use. Alright. So you guys get the message, right? Get the idea. So, you know, once you're done with the videos, you gotta download them to a folder. You know, you gotta download them because you know, you got to continue working, so you got to put them on the timeline. See, my choice of timeline is video editing. Some people use different videos. You could use Final Cut. You could use Adobe Premiere, I don't use Premiere. I haven't used that in a long time. Or Final Cut. I'm sure there's other ones out there. There's cheap version of these things. I use DaVinci, which is like the industry standard. All the movies is done on DaVinci. If you're familiar with that, all the big movies, all the big names, they all been done on DaVinci. Okay? Now, you don't have to have DaVinci, which is like the Premiere, top of the class thing. You don't have to have that. But just remember, just know, like, this is the industry standard. Like, you could do your color grading. If you're into that type of stuff, you could do your color grade. You can mix the audio there, then you export them out. That's the program I use for everything that I've done here. Okay, let's look at this video. Okay. Okay. So all those things I've just told you, I just explained to you, all of them were done on these two programs. You know, either on DZine for the audio syncing, and this was the video generated that was generated. It was all done through here. And if you know what you're doing, you could shoot, like, you could do a whole music video. If you know what you're doing and you're a little bit patient, well, if you're not working on if you're not being, if you can afford to have all the credits and have all the credits that you need for that project, you should do it. You can actually do a full music video, professional looking music video on here. You just have to know what you're doing. You just gotta know what you're doing. I'm not saying I'm an expert, but being that I'm only doing this on YouTube, this is me supposed to be playing the piano. This is what I actually somewhat look like. This is what I actually look like. This is my actual jacket that I wear on my bike. And I do ride a motorcycle sometimes. And this is a good representation of, my bike back there. My bike is actually blue, but I didn't describe the bike. I just put a Triumph bike here. If you look at the pumps here, close up hand capture. You can even describe the lens. If you're into photography, you're into a little bit of video. If you understand photography and filmmaking, 85 millimeter film lens at f3.5. It's not blurry, but it's not, super sharp like your bokeh and a bokeh. Some people say bokeh or bokeh. Your bokeh in the background, nice and smooth. But in this case, since the background is white, you're not gonna see the blurriness that separate me from the background. Okay. So hope you learned. Hope you got something out of this video. If you do, leave a comment. If you got a question for me, just leave a comment. I'll definitely answer your questions. If you have any questions at all about the music videos, you want to contact me about making a music video, let me know. And I hope you enjoy this video. Leave a like, comments, and see y'all later. Yeah.